Hello, savvy readers, and welcome back to the channel. It has been quite some time since I made my last posting, and I'd like to explain a little bit why that is. For those of you who don't know, my job requires that I travel fairly extensively, and this studio here I can't take with me everywhere. And of course there were some contributing reasons for that, but in lieu of some big convoluted explanation that really isn't going to solve much of anything, I would prefer to just get started straight with the program and promise you that you can expect more regular videos from me in the future. With that being said, however, the videos that I'm going to be producing will align more with the political spectrum because that's where my passions lie. That's what I really enjoy doing, and I think today there is a distinct need for third-party reporting sources. Today we are going to be analyzing Newt Gingrich's contribution to Fox News. The segment was titled, FBI Text Messages Raise Serious Questions. So, without further ado, let's see where this train goes.
Just moments ago, we heard from House Intel Committee Chairman Devin Nunes, and he told us about phase 2 of his investigation, now investigating the State Department as he investigates an abuse of power at the top of the FBI and the Department of Justice during the election.
Well, these allegations are serious and definitely worth investigating. And you know, I trust that Fox News will be objective and not reach a conclusion until they've carefully and meticulously examined all of the evidence at the investigation's conclusion, and will ultimately resort to a pragmatic and sensible dialogue based upon findings of fact.
It's an amazing story. Obviously, the FBI and the Department of Justice decided to just use government resources to spy on the political enemy of Hillary Clinton.
Wow, that investigation got there quicker than a Domino's 30-minute delivery guarantee pizza. And I don't know about you people, but if my pizza got there as quickly as she came to that conclusion, I wouldn't eat that pizza.
And they seem to be pretty consistently lining up, except, of course, for Adam Schiff and the Democrats who are in the see no evil, report no evil, just hide with evil for the weekend kind of group.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Why ask questions when you have the answers, Fox? I mean, I love what he said. Not only do the Democrats not fight evil, but it takes all of the evil and placed it at the feet of Democrats. Can you be any more partisan?
And by the way, Newt, we should point out that 10 people at least have been fired or reassigned at the FBI or the Department of Justice. I mean, this is not some, conspiracy theory.
Oh, it's definitely not a conspiracy theory, folks. There are some pretty heinous things going on at the FBI that warranted James Comey's firing. Oh wait, I thought the perception on that was that James Comey was fired for refusing to swear loyalty to Trump during the Trump-Russia investigation, which we will talk about fairly soon, more in depth. And, I think that when the FBI refuses to take political sides, that's a good thing. We need integrity in the FBI, but, it doesn't quite seem that Fox News has that leaning. And, it must have been some serious political maneuvering going on at the FBI to warrant these firings, or, I think, more likely, it was political maneuvering that had these firings happen in the first place. Stokes called Trump an idiot, reassigned. Page called him a douche, reassigned. Baker was suspected of leaking, though it was never proven, and he was also reassigned. And these are all based upon a perception of a conflict of interest, and in the world of FBI agents who have to make decisions based on hard fact and make their conclusions based upon that evidence and fact, there were no match for political opportunists who attempt to use perception as a leveraging tool as opposed to objective truth to chisel at the investigative team, as noted by Director James Comey, or former director, who tweeted, "Sad, we are at the point in our political life where anyone can be attacked for partisan gain, but I digress. Please continue."
Let me just point out, to show you how sick the elite media is, they report all that as though it's something bad about Trump.
Right.
I mean, they say, look at all the people who've left. Well, yeah, they've all left because they were all engaged in what was probably criminal behavior.
And yet, the same rhetoric doesn't apply to Donald Trump's desertees.
And the truth is that the Attorney General should intervene. He is not recused on any of this. And the Attorney General should intervene and should appoint a special counsel for all those people, including the Director of the FBI, including the former Attorney General.
Oh my God, seriously? Really? Did I just... So, he's saying that the Trump-appointed Attorney General should be the one to assemble this investigative team to investigate his primary client. And it's funny, I think, how allegedly anti-Trump investigators can be fired for conflict of interest, but that's the same exact reason why Jeff Sessions' team should be hired. A conflict of interest. Really? Did he? Continue.
And let's not forget that Loretta Lynch told Jim Comey to call it a matter. Don't call it a criminal investigation, even though it was a criminal investigation. See, I've been told by insiders that Comey was basically just used and told what to do by Andy McCabe and Loretta Lynch, that they were really pulling the strings. So if Loretta Lynch is basically telling Comey, call it a matter, not an investigation, do this, say it this way, I'm going to go meet with Bill Clinton on a tarmac in Arizona, she's obviously getting the word from her boss, who is Barack Obama.
First of all, maybe calling it a matter instead of a criminal investigation is because they didn't want to color a certain partisan narrative that I'm sure that this news anchor, allegedly, would have liked. See, and you notice too how far we have actually gone from the text messages in the FBI, which was the pinnacle of this story, according to the title at least, to all the way back to Hillary Clinton and Obama and how evil and scandalous they were. And, you know, I don't know what to say about it, but what I find most troubling is the title itself. It encourages the audience to approach with questions, but Fox News already has all the answers, none of the questions, and none of the investigative reports.
A word before you go, Newt, on Jeff Sessions. Is he going to get involved in any of this? I mean, at the end of the day, he's holding the ball in terms of where this goes for a prosecution. Does he always have lawyers around him basically saying, don't say a word about it because you recused yourself?
Look, you are a great interviewer. Invite him on your show and ask him. I don't know what the answer is. Okay. I'm totally mystified because he's a great guy. He's a solid conservative.
And there we have it, folks. Indeed, Mr. Greenbridge. Fox News would like nothing more than the Trump-appointed Attorney General to assemble the investigative team against his primary client because he's a nice, loyal conservative who would make a nice, loyal investigation, unlike that pesky former FBI director, Mr. Comey.